Thanks so much, and welcome to this webinar, A Holistic Approach to Life at RiverWoods Exeter. My name is Lisa Clark. I'm the sales manager here for the community at RiverWoods Exeter. And I'm really excited for today's program featuring Deanna Graham, who's Director of Life Engagement here at RiverWoods. We're going to start with a couple of housekeeping items. Deanna, if you'd like to advance the slide. Sure. You are on mute, but we do welcome your questions. And if you have questions, we will answer them at the end of the presentation, but you can queue them up in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. If you're using a tablet, it might be at the top of your screen rather than the bottom of your screen. We always welcome your suggestions on how we can improve these webinars. And if you have an idea for a future topic, please let us know. A little bit about RiverWoods before we move forward. RiverWoods Exeter is home to 3 campuses here in Exeter, or excuse me, 3 communities here in New Hampshire, starting with the original community that Deanna and I are based out of, which is RiverWoods Exeter, which opened in 1994. Our second community, which we acquired in 2016, is RiverWoods Manchester, located in Manchester, New Hampshire. And then the third community we opened in 2019 is RiverWoods Durham, located in Durham, New Hampshire. A little bit about what we are. We are a CCRC, also known as a continuing care retirement community. This is going to be a little repetitive for some of you who are further down the path of getting to know us, but for those of you who aren't, what we are here at RiverWoods is an insurance product. We're actually a long-term care insurance product. And because of that, our contracts are regulated by the state in which we operate. We report our financial performance annually to the state of New Hampshire. And this is a method of really prepaying for your potential care within assisted living, memory support, or nursing care. So you're really, when you live with us and pay those monthly fees, you're really ensuring your future health care within our community. And because of that, a portion of your entry fee when you come live here, as well as your monthly fees, can be tax deductible because they are considered a prepaid medical expense. Essentially, when you come to live at RiverWoods, it's a whole lifestyle that you enter while you're living independently. You can let go of all those home maintenance chores, snow blowing, lawn mowing, forget all that because we take care of it. We provide complimentary transportation for you. We have a whole boatload of activities and programs and education opportunities, which we're going to talk a little bit about today with Deanna. And overall, just really increases your opportunities to be social. And we all know that being social helps you age in a healthy way. And really allows you to really stay in control of your life when you come and live at RiverWoods Exeter. Okay, so moving on, I'd like to introduce Deanna. Deanna has been with us for a while and fantastic talent. We're so lucky to have her. Her career has really centered around health and wellness. She's worked for the various YMCAs as health and wellness director before she came to RiverWoods, and is really just very passionate about bringing programming and fun for all of us, regardless of your fitness level or ability. So Deanna, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. So today what I want to talk to you about is really our approach here at RiverWoods, how we tackle wellness in general, and making sure that we're not only focused on your physical health, but we're focused on all 7 dimensions of wellness. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about the blue zones, which you may have heard of. They are areas around our world with a disproportionately high number of centenarians. And we like to try to mimic that. How are we living that lifestyle to the best of our ability? And then what I'm going to share with you is some more details about the programs that we offer here at RiverWoods Exeter. So that holistic approach means that we're not looking at just your physical health. We're looking at social, emotional, environmental. We want to be challenging you in all different ways. And a big thing that I found when I came here to RiverWoods was that the idea of physical health was kind of that number one pillar, fitness classes, going to the gym, using the pool. And then we started to see that not everybody loves to go to fitness classes. Not everybody wants to go to the gym, but how can we keep you moving in different ways throughout your life that goes beyond that? So we've started to introduce a lot of different things, trips, getting you out on the trails. We want to take you to social events or go to the Red Sox and just start to look at all different aspects of wellness. So what you'll find here at RiverWoods is that movement is a part of your daily life. It's integrated into everything that we do. So whether it's walking the trails, taking a trip, playing a sport, or just moving throughout the community to get to where you want to go, that is our focus here. So this is so important because we find those that live the longest and with the highest quality of life. I'm sorry, I'm just going to move my little picture over here so that it's out of the way. One of the things that we find is that those that live the longest and with the highest quality of life really share some important traits, which include having movement being involved in their daily lives. And this is just also tacking on to that people that are living this long are also living free of chronic disease, which we see so much in our society, diabetes, heart disease, different autoimmune disorders and whatnot. And we find that in those places, those blue zones, these are not there. People are not having these chronic illnesses. And so we want to, again, try to mimic that. So what is a blue zone? If you haven't heard of this, I highly recommend looking into it. It is really neat. And we've done a little bit of deep diving here, specifically around Active Aging Week, which happens in October. And we have a Lifestyle Matters committee that really started to dive into this and how can we be more like the blue zones? So again, places on Earth with a disproportionately high number of centenarians. These centenarians are independent at a far higher rate than the US and Europe. And the average life expectancy is also much higher. So the first kind of attribute to a blue zone is that people move naturally. So thinking of gardening, thinking of getting outside, you don't have mechanical conveniences for house and yard work. You're doing that yourself. You live in environments that are constantly nudging you to move. And although coming to a place like RiverWoods, things like working on the lawn or, whatnot, working on your house aren't necessarily needed here. There's ways for you to be a part of the community. So we have a gardening committee. We have a chance for you to be a part of all of those things if you choose to. But we're always looking for ways that you can move naturally and not necessarily forced. You don't have to go to the gym here in order to be active. Another big thing is purpose. So you'll find that here you have a sense of purpose. You're an important member of the community, as with the blue zones. Waking up each morning with a sense of purpose, a reason to live, to keep working hard. Something we find in the blue zones is that the elders of the community still play a vital role. So they may not be actively participating in the community, say, working in the dirt or working in the garden, but they may be the ones that everyone is coming to for advice and wisdom. So knowing your purpose can add years to your life expectancy. And again, Lisa, can you help me to move this? This thumbnail video is blocking my presentation. I apologize. Okay, knowing your purpose can add years to your life expectancy. So here we also have committees at RiverWoods that you can be a part of. So whether you are a teacher or you were an engineer, you can bring what you enjoy and your expertise to the table here through committees. And Okinawans call this Ikigai. And Costa Ricans call it Plan de Vida. So we like to see that everyone has a purpose within our RiverWoods community. Number 3 is to downshift and essentially taking dedicated time to rest. So taking a nap, taking a full day to focus on what matters with like-minded people, maybe doing nothing, maybe doing something together, gathering together and listening and laughing. But this is a vital part of those blue zones where this is a part of their daily life. They are not in the hustle and bustle. You know, taking a siesta or having a day of rest is a big part of the community where they gather and they spend time together. Then we have the 80% rule, and this actually goes to more about being full when you're eating. So Hari Hachibu is stop eating when you feel slightly full. So you may have heard that before. For nutrition or exercise, just the idea of kind of making sure that you're not overeating takes about 20 minutes to feel full for your brain, not necessarily for your stomach. And we find that that's very common in these areas as well. You'll also see that in the blue zones, they're eating their smallest meal in the early afternoon. They really don't eat late into the evening. And not necessarily that we emulate that here, but I just wanted to make sure I was covering all of kind of the attributes of the blue zones and noting that you can make your schedule of how you want to eat here with our bistros and our taste of home and whatnot. So those are options of how you want to eat here at this community. Plant slant, you'll notice that most of the diets in these blue zones, very similar to a Mediterranean diet, and a lot of plant-based foods. Not necessarily vegetarian or vegan, but there is plants in everything that they eat. And then they stick to quality proteins like fish, high in omega-3s, and lean meats like chicken. But most things are heavily filled with veggies. And so you'll have plenty of options for vegetables here as well. So top 5 foods eaten in these regions. So Sardinia, Italy, we've got whole grain bread, beans, garden vegetables, fruits, goat milk, pecorino cheese. Okinawa, Japan, we've got stir-fried veggies, sweet potatoes, tofu, and rice. Loma Linda, California, vegetables, nuts, fruits, legumes, low in sugar, salt, and refined grains. Nicoya, Costa Rica, we've got squash, corn, beans, and also whole grains. And then in Icaria, Greece, we've got that Mediterranean diet that I just mentioned, as well as lots of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, beans, potatoes, and olive oil. Another big thing that you'll notice in these blue zones are the grapes of life. So wine is a part of the community, not necessarily here in those blue zones, as I mentioned. And so red wine consumed in Sardinia, Italy, actually has 2 to 3 times the level of flavonoids, those artery scrubbing flavonoids as other wines, which is really interesting because you may have heard that red wine is the better choice if you are going to consume alcohol, and wine specifically from this area is even better for you, and that is one of the blue zones as well. But the key here is sharing those drinks with friends and family is also contributing to a prolonged life. So here we do lots of socials, we do happy hours. Again, we're always looking to support you in various aspects of your wellness. And this is another place that we like to do so. The right tribe. So establishing that inner circle, a group of people that are going to support you in your healthy living. I absolutely love this picture. This is a picture of our hiking group, which is a resident run group. They get together, they sort out where they want to go, and they go on different trips to hike. So this was Blue Joe Mountain in Rochester, New Hampshire. And they always like to send us pictures, which is fabulous. But again, finding people that are like-minded, that want to do things, again, staying moving, being social, getting out. And so Okinawans established this support group from a very early age that extends into their hundreds. They meet daily or weekly to share life, advice, and resources. And it's really neat to see that play out here at RiverWoods. And then loved ones first. Aging parents or grandparents are nearby or in the home. And what we like to do is support people to get together with their families. So we have guest suites for those that are looking to have family or friends come to visit. And we want to make sure that you're supported, whether your family is down the road or your family needs to fly in to come visit. And so keeping loved ones close is very important as well for these blue zones. So how do we start to mimic that here? So speaking specifically for our fitness department, we have fitness classes, we offer personal training, we do adventure trips, we offer workshops, we bring in events and speakers, and we focus on overall wellness, not only physical fitness. So I'm going to deep dive into all of these aspects as we move forward in this presentation. So this is our RiverWoods Exeter Fitness Mission Statement. The mission of RiverWoods Fitness is to empower our community to pursue optimal wellness by providing safe and exceptional programming, education, and experiences that enhance the many dimensions of wellness. So this is truly our mission. We're always working to make sure that this is the goal in all that we do. And these are the 7 dimensions of wellness. You may be familiar with them, you may not, but these are kind of what we're always focusing on. So cognitive health or brain health, physical, emotional, avocational, environmental, social, and spiritual. And so, for example, cognitive or brain health, we want to be stimulating you. And so whether it be in our fitness classes like NeuroFit, or whether it be through board games or bridge, we want to make sure that we are bringing you brain health activities. Same thing with physical, like we talked about with fitness classes or the gym or the pool, but then looking at these other areas, you know, avocational, what are your hobbies? What do you want to learn? And here at RiverWoods, there's everything from basket weaving to watercolor to pottery. You can be a part of whatever it is that is your hobby. And if we don't have it here, the beauty of RiverWoods is that you can bring it here and we can make that a reality. So these are the areas that we are focusing on as we work to bring you wellness programming. So here's what we're currently offering for fitness classes. We have our core classes, which are our strength and balance, our aqua, and our foundations. Strength and balance is a classic group exercise class that encompasses a little bit of everything. So strength, balance, coordination, cardio, we're doing flexibility. It's kind of a little bit of everything. It's more of an endurance-based class. We never get into, you know, heavy lifting or things like that. We're more focused on coordination, general strength training, all of those types of things. Our foundation class is basically a 30-minute version of our strength and balance class that is seated. And so that's an awesome option for those that maybe have physical limitations, injuries, or are looking to kind of ease into exercise. Usually that 30-minute class has a little bit of a balance component as well. So it's not 100% seated, but we want to make sure that everybody is supported to join class. And then our aqua classes. So we have pools at all 3 campuses here at RiverWoods Exeter. And so no matter which location you're at, there is a pool where we host aquatic classes. And so we consider those our core classes, meaning that we ask residents to stay at their home campus when they participate because they're our highest attended classes, and we offer them at all 3 locations. But then we have some fun extra classes like boot camp, NeuroFit, Pilates, yoga, golf fitness, ski fitness. And those are opportunities for us to give you some specialty classes, but they're not necessarily held at each of the campuses. And when I say that, that means that, you know, if you live at the Ridge, you might head over to the Boulders to take golf fitness. Or maybe you want to go to Tai Chi, which we hold on Saturdays. Maybe you're going to go and take that at the Woods. And so we have a lot of different options. We're always looking to stay on the cutting edge of what's coming out in the fitness industry and make sure that we are bringing those to you. So to expand on that a little bit, for NeuroFit, we actually just added in a boxing component. And NeuroFit is a class that was originally called Parkinson's. It was for people with Parkinson's. And we found that there were other people in the community that maybe didn't have a specific diagnosis, but they could benefit from some neurological training. So we do a lot of big movements. We use our voice. We do a lot of different coordination and some brain games in that class. And then there was a lot of science that came out about boxing. And so we have started to add that to our class, expanded it to be for people without a diagnosis. And now we have NeuroFit. So we are always looking to add, and that's what we have at the moment. I love to share this. This is a little bit of a model to show you what we put into our strength and balance classes. Again, noting that they are so much more than strength and balance. We are doing a little bit of everything. And if you look at this fabulous chart, this kind of shows all of the aspects that we're working on. So we're working on memory, we're working on reaction time, mobility and endurance. We want to, work your cardiorespiratory through aerobic or anaerobic. We want to work on your balance or your visual or vestibular systems. We want to work on your gait and your agility. So these are kind of all those components. So you will never come to a strength and balance class and have it be the same class the next time you come. All of our instructors teach a little bit different. And every time you come, you will have a completely different class. And that just makes it fun. It makes it so that all of our instructors can be creative, and it makes sure that we're consistently challenging you in many aspects of your physical fitness. So that is our mosaic model. This is a sample group exercise class. I love to show this just so everyone can see how we organize our classes and our schedule. So we run our schedule on a monthly basis. We keep it it starts on a Monday and it ends on a Friday. So you'll notice that it's January 3rd to January 27th. It doesn't start on January 1st, just to make sure that we're staying with the weeks. This, for example, is a Ridge fitness class. So you'll note that after some of the classes, you'll see BLD, that's for our Boulders campus, or WDS, which is for our Woods campus. And this is a way for you to see that your core classes, your strength and balance, your aqua, your foundations are at your home campus. And then we encourage you to participate in any classes that might not be at your home campus, but are a specialty offering. And then down below, we always put what's coming up for the month, whether it be Candlepin Bowling, which we held in January, our Wellness Bingo Challenge that we encourage staff and residents to participate in a bingo card to win fun prizes. We introduced line dancing. So we're always putting all of these details at the bottom of our schedules so that you know what's coming up in advance. And you have a chance to pre-plan and schedule. And that way we can just make sure that communication is great about what's going on. You'll also notice that we put any classes that may be canceled are also on this schedule. If we know them in advance, for example, that was the observed holiday for New Year's Day, we want to make sure that you have that information in advance. So that is what our schedules look like at the moment. So fitness class venues, we have a fitness classroom at each campus where we host our classes. We also have a pool at each campus where we host our aqua classes, but we also have pre-recorded videos. This was born out of COVID. And so we started making some videos that residents could access on their resident portal, which is a little bit like an intranet with information, if you will. And we have a host of videos there that you can access whether you're at home in your apartment or you're traveling and you want to take a class. And then we also offer those same videos in a schedule on RiverWoods TV, which is our internal TV program. Personal training and structural integration. So these are some offerings. They are 4-fee offerings. To note that all of our fitness classes are included in your monthly service fee. There's no additional cost. We do also offer personal training or anatomy trained structural integration. That's what that ATSI stands for. And these are 4-fee services. So we offer 30 and 50-minute sessions of personal training, one-on-one with a personal trainer. We also offer structural integration sessions with Ginny Hartnett. Ginny's on our fitness team. And she is a licensed massage therapist, but she's also a part of Anatomy Trained Structural Integration. And I know that sounds like a big name. Essentially, what she does is she helps you to find the best posture for your body. It's part manual therapy and part not manual therapy. So you kind of work against her to realign your body. So she works through the fascial system, which is all over your body, to help support you. So this is a great service for anyone coming back from an injury, or maybe you have some forward head posture and you want to sit up a little taller. There's a lot of scoliosis. We've worked with a lot of different people. And so that's a really neat service that we're able to offer here at RiverWoods. We also have small group training for groups of 2 to 4 people to do personal training in a small group environment. And we also just reintroduced some one-on-one yoga and Pilates sessions for anyone that's interested in working on their practice one-on-one with a trainer as well. And then we have club sports and resident run groups. So this is a really neat facet of RiverWoods. Again, we have committees that residents can participate in to share their expertise, their feedback, be a part of creating different things in the community. But we also find that sometimes residents will have a great idea and they want to run a group. So for example, aqua volleyball was something that the fitness team ran for quite a long time. And we had it every other week, and we would rotate between pools. We would set up nets and we'd get out our beach volleyballs, and residents would come and play aqua volleyball. And residents really spoke up and said, you know, we want to have this every week. We don't want to have it every other week. And so we said, you know, would you like to take this over and make it a resident run group? And they did. So now it's something that residents are supporting residents to offer that on a more frequent basis than the fitness team may have been able to offer. And so there are so many different opportunities for this. We've got a biking group. We have a cross-country skiing group. We have a pickleball group. We have RiverWoods walkers. And so those are run and organized by residents with some staff support, but it's really nice to see those things happening here. And it just broadens the scope of what we're able to offer here at RiverWoods. So adventure trips, we love to get outside of these walls, go and participate and see different places. So we do kayak trips. That's something we do all the way, usually from about May to September. We're okay with getting a little chilly and getting out on the water. We tried to do paddle boarding, but it wasn't very well received. We switched it to kayaking, but we're always trying new things, and we want to get you out, as well as connect you with other resources within the community. So for example, for the kayak trips, we partner with 7 Rivers Paddling to offer that. So we're supporting another business, and then they bring their expertise to the table. We also have done trips to Gunstock Mountain in the past. We did zip lining and mountain biking. We did Segway tours. It was wonderful, as well as hiking. So we're always trying to get you off site and do some fun things. And if it's really related to fitness in any way or sport, we want to do it. So if you have any ideas, we are always looking to add to this list. This is a new addition this year that we are absolutely thrilled with, and it's our adaptive sports. So a big initiative for us right now is to really start to expand on our offerings and take them from independent and make sure that whatever we're offering in independent living is also being replicated over in healthcare. And how can we support healthcare residents to participate in the sports and the fitness that we're offering over in independent? And I say that also to say that we do have activities, we have fitness classes, we have all of that in healthcare, but we want to make sure that we are offering the same things to everyone at RiverWoods. So for example, we found Northeast Passage, which is a local business that is partnered with UNH, and they have adaptive cycling, adaptive pickleball, and adaptive archery. The list goes on. They have the most amazing warehouse of adaptive equipment. And so what's wonderful is when we're able to offer pickleball for our residents, now we can also offer adaptive pickleball for anyone that maybe has some physical limitations or needs some extra support to participate. noting that maybe those people don't live in healthcare. They may also live in independent, but haven't been able to participate. So they have some amazing equipment. As you can see in this picture, we have some different trikes where we can drive other people. You can use your arms or you can use your legs. We have a side-by-side trike that's part electric. So we're always looking for different opportunities like these adaptive sports to expand on the offerings that we have here. I wanted to share some fun pictures with you. So in the top left of your screen, you'll see that is a picture of our aqua volleyball. It is a party. Again, now it's happening every single week and we rotate between the pools. So they grab a beach ball and they have a blast. They usually play for about an hour and a half every Wednesday. In the bottom left, we have a picture from our Red Sox trip. We took about 27 residents to the Red Sox this past September, and it was just phenomenal to get outside, to go down to Boston, to watch a game, and it was wonderful. So we're always looking for trips like that. And then on the right side of your screen is another picture from our hiking group, which is led by one of our residents, Herb, who is in the red. So he gathers different places and gathers residents to go hiking. And then workshops. So this is something that has been so fun for me and my love of different programming and creativity. This allows our team to really share the expertise that they have. And what's really neat about our fitness team is that everybody kind of brings something different to the table. So for example, one of our fitness associates, Steve, his background is really in sports. He's worked with professional athletes as well as in other retirement communities. And so he brings a different aspect. So he's the one that helped us to incorporate golf fitness and ski fitness. We had a fitness associate that her background was really in mindfulness. And so now we have a mindfulness and focus workshop. Or Ginny, who has a background in structural integration, brings about our fascia in focus and our posture in focus. So this is a chance for us to help share information and education with residents. So these workshops are usually between an hour and a half to 2.5 hours long. They're immersive in that they're a little bit of a classroom style mixed with a little bit of a fitness class style where we're going to get you up and moving. So we offer our pole walking, which uses urban poles, which were designed by a physical therapist, very similar to Nordic walking, just with a little bit different of a twist based on some adjustments that the physical therapist made to the poles. So we like to teach residents how to stay active for as long as possible. And part of that is this pole walking. And to share with you a wonderful success story, we had a resident that learned how to walk with our stability walking with poles and ended up having a health event and was able to go from using a walker back to using the poles. And through using those poles was able to continue participating in fitness classes all the way up until 3 days before they passed away. And that is what we want to see, is that people are living their best lives as vibrantly as possible all the way until the very end. And so then we also have our fascia in focus, our mindfulness in focus, posture in focus, and then we're also working on a core and pelvic floor workshop as well as fall prevention. So education is something we always want to share here. And then some extras. So we have bike share bikes. They're currently away for the winter, but they are bikes that we have at all 3 campuses that residents can use to bike within the community. We kind of have a rule that you can go as far as you can bike from here. We just ask that residents don't transport them off-site to then go ride them. So you can ride them all around. And what's neat is it's not like they have the boulders ones don't have to stay at the boulders. They're kind of interchangeable, and we love to support residents in utilizing those bikes. We have ping pong and billiards tables at all 3 campuses. We also have a park course up at our Gooch Park. Gooch Park is kind of a shared space in between the 3 campuses where we have 2 pickleball courts. We've got some grassy area. We have gazebo, horseshoes. We have a shed with a lot of fun fitness equipment. So it's a great outdoor space to gather in the summertime. And that park course is up there. It's like an outdoor gym. It's made of wood and it has different prompts. So, you know, pull-ups to push-ups to sit-ups to squats. And it's got different features to help support you in working out while you're outside. We find that a lot of residents utilize it while they're walking the trails. They'll stop, they'll use the park course, do a couple of exercises and keep on their way. Again, those urban poles, which we offer for wholesale pricing. And we do that because we partnered with that company, not to sell them, but just to share the knowledge about pole walking in general. So we like to teach residents about them. And we also have snowshoes for loan. So it's wintertime when there's enough snow. We offer residents to take a pair of snowshoes and a pair of poles and take them for either the weekend or throughout the week. And then we offer a lot of fun challenges. So just recently we finished up our wellness bingo, and I don't think I have a wellness bingo card here right now. Classic bingo card with all different things for you to try in all different aspects of wellness. So everything from, you know, reading a chapter in a book to taking a nap to meeting up with your friends for coffee. We want to support you in that. And with that challenge, for every bingo, you get a raffle ticket, and then we pull for fun prizes. So we will also be doing a 5K challenge coming up in March, and we have challenges slated throughout the whole year. That went really fast.
Well, that's good. That gives us time for questions and answers. Yes. And we already have a few questions teed up in the box here. So I think one thing to address right off the bat, Deanna, is which classes or exercise groups have fees?
We don't have any fees for general group exercise classes. The only thing we have fees for is like if we do an offsite trip, say to bowling, bowling was $10, or our personal training has a fee. So a 30-minute session is $38, a 50-minute session is $55, but group exercise classes do not have any fee.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
So we have a question. I can answer this one. How does a resident at the Boulders participate in fitness classes at the Woods? Take a bus, drive, or walk? And you could go any of those three ways, or you could ride a bike. Yes. So we do have a transportation team here. So if you need to get from one campus to another for a fitness class, you would just walk up to the front desk and ask for a driver to come around. And I think sometimes they may be scheduled if they know there's groups of people going from one campus to another. Can you speak, Deanna, to whether there's any organized tennis groups?
Currently, we do not have any organized tennis groups. Right now, pickleball has been all the rage. That is not to say that we won't have tennis groups in the future, but we really do a lot of our programming based on what residents are asking for. So if we see that feedback, we will, adjust and add something like that in the future. But right now, everything's been very focused around pickleball.
Great. We have a question about the length of each pool, Deanna.
Yes. I don't know off the top of my head how big the ridge pool is. The ridge pool is more of a square, if you will. I mean, it is a rectangle, but it is not like an Olympic length pool. Our Boulders is 25 yards and our Woods is 25 yards, but not the ridge. It's slightly smaller.
Great. We have a question about who the group was in the prior photo. I think that was the group of people going to the Red Sox.
Yes.
Your prior slide?
Yes. Okay. So here, let me toggle back just for a second. Oh, it won't let me.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So in that picture, we had aqua volleyball up at the top. We had a hiking group, and then we had our Red Sox trip. So that was just a bunch of residents sitting in the stadium.
We have a question about dance classes. She says or he or she say dance classes are my favorite form of exercise. Do you have any?
Yes, so we have Zumba right now on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We used to have it on Wednesdays as well, but that instructor is no longer here. So we could potentially have more days of Zumba in the future. We also have line dancing on Saturdays. That class is on the first and third Saturday of the month. So it's not offered all the time, but we do have line dancing as well.
Great. We have a question about what are core and pelvic floor exercises?
So core and pelvic floor exercises, anything that is supporting you in not only your posture and in sitting upright, but really it's the front of your body and it's the back of your body. So it's like your abs and your back. Your pelvic floor is really what kind of holds everything in. And a lot of times we find that incontinence can be common with seniors and especially in women. And so we want to work to support that. That workshop has not been created yet. We want to work with physical therapists to create it, to make sure that we're kind of up on what the latest science is and all of that. But essentially a focus on your core, your abdominals and your back, as well as your lower pelvic floor muscles.
Great. Thank you, Deanna.
Yeah.
Deanna, we have a question about the walking trails. We have lots of walking trails. We have a question about how long they are. And that's actually been something I've never been able to get an answer to. Do you know how long our trails are?
No, I don't know exactly how long they are. I feel like I've heard that we have 5 miles of trails. So that is a great question. And if you'd like us to get back to you on that, feel free to leave your information with Lisa and I can get back to you.
I've heard between 4 and 6 miles. So that would match the about 5 miles. So they're beautiful. Yes. And they border really both sides of our campus. We have trails running around the Ridge and Boulder campuses, and then we have trails going around the Woods campus. Lots of benches along the way for resting. Great for dog walking, snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, fishing. So we do have an area where people fish off one of the trails. So really, so we're so lucky to have access to that much nature around us.
And Lisa, on the trails as well, so that you're all aware, that is also a committee that we have here at RiverWoods, is our Trails Committee. So they get together and they talk about what improvements they want to make or what they want to see happen with different trails. And we work very closely with a local land trust to make sure that all the protected woodlands and whatnot, we're following all of those rules. And we work very closely with our landscaping team to maintain those trails. So it's really a collaborative effort. That's just wonderful.
Great. Thanks, Deanna. We have a question about whether the virtual fitness classes are available to prospective or future residents. At this time, they're limited just to the existing residents, correct, Deanna?
That is correct.
Yep. And then we have a comment from somebody that says there's lots of contra dancing in the area. So for whoever asked about dancing, there's dancing in the community as well. Great. Well, I think that exhausts our questions for now. Whoops, one more. This is a detailed question about, does one of the trails at the Woods go to Perkins Brook? I do not know that question. Do you?
I do not know that off the top of my head.
Okay, we do have trail maps. I just don't know if they call out, but I will write down the name of the person asking that and get back to you. Great. So Deanna, if you want to just advance to the next slide, I want to thank you for hosting us today and providing us with all the wonderful things that are happening at RiverWoods Exeter. And we're going to get ready to part ways, but I did want to make, we have a combination of people on the webinar today. Some of you are on our wait list already, and some of you are not, and you're just starting to learn about us. Whether you are new to us, you know, exploring us, or it's been a few years since you've actually looked at us, I would encourage you to join our online Lunch and Learn, which we host once a month. I host that. The next one is coming up this Thursday from 12 to 1, and it's really a great opportunity to get current information on RiverWoods Exeter, what's included in the monthly fees, what types of contracts we offer. We show you pictures of apartments at all 3 campuses, and we talk about the waitlist process on that webinar as well. So if you're curious about how to get on the wait list or want to know more about us as a community, I would encourage you to join us. And that's again Thursday. You can register online on our website or go to the address, email address here. And I think that's it for today. We appreciate you joining us. And Deanna, I appreciate you sharing all the exciting things that are happening within your organization.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.